Three takes, not me. Two takes if you lucky. First take, stop me. Four takes, that's true. Three takes, not me. Two takes if you lucky. First take, you got me.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode, second live stream episode of the Basement League Plus's Cobb and Dash show. How's everybody doing? Alex, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. It's a new week. Excited for my matchup this week. Looking to get back in the win column, and new faces around here. Ryan Cobb's not here, so we got Marcus Berry as the full-time co-host for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be probably one of the highest viewed episodes for that reason.
Oh, 100%. And plus, it's another episode where we have it's another episode. We got our first commenter on the Cobb and Dash show live stream. Tasia, that's coming off his first victory, so he's feeling happy about it. Cobb is in Portugal, so he's gonna be gone for 2 weeks, Tasia. So, but he started his lineup last week. He'll be starting his lineup again this week, and he's ready to rock. He got his first dub too last week. So, yeah, exactly. So with the Cobb and Dash show, as we started this year with the whole chugging for the lowest point scorer, we have every person who's gone on the Cobb and Dash show to do that, and that's a trend we're gonna keep rocking all year long. Ruben came on just to do his couple shots. I chugged last week, and if you want to look at that, I was a high scorer. Then I became what do you call it? High point scorer. Lowest point score I had to chug, and then high point score again. So it's pretty key that I'm doing that. But Barry, you had a solid score of an 80.7 last week, and you got to do a little chug. But before we do that, we're going to go to our sponsor. So a new thing now. So MPB Fitness, Barry's been kind enough to sponsor the chug, and Marcus Berry Fitness is going to sponsor the chug for this week. So Barry, when we get back from break, you'll be doing a chug for us. So excited about that. So roll the commercial break.
Another one of my favorite workouts is the reverse lunge. The way we're going to do this is we're going to step on the resistance bands, and then you're going to place one of your feet backward. And then once you do that, you're going to raise up the bands all the way up to your shoulders, and then you're going to squat down, okay? You're going to start your lunge. So you're going to make sure your knees are over your toes, and then get in your lunge position and squat down. Making sure your thighs are parallel to the ground.
All right, so we're back from a commercial break. I love how you can see us during the commercial break, but whatever. Barry, you have any words to say before we go into your chug?
God, this sucks. This is pretty bad. I don't like getting last place or lowest score. I don't think anyone does, but this is pretty awful. So,
well, it sucks, but just go with it. And you know what? I told them to go room temp. I drank it cold last week. They didn't want to drink it cold after doing it, but I think room temp would have been the smart move. But Barry wanted to drink it cold, so Barry, go ahead.
Oh man.
I mean, Taja's a big fan of the Cobb and the MPB workout. He's doing them right now. He says it's working.
Oh,
Here you go, Barry. Go get it.
Good chug.
Go, chug.
You
You
gonna crush the can after?
Yeah.
No burp.
Oh, that was it there. It's done.
So Barry, hopefully we're not on the show doing this ever again. But
Absolutely not.
It might happen a few more times, so we'll see. Okay, so we're gonna get into the week 3 takeaways here. So with the week 3 takeaways, every time we do this on the show, we kind of talk about what you saw last week. And so my biggest takeaway is that we said that everyone's so close in rankings and stuff, and we only have one undefeated team. And most of my other leagues, there's like 2 guys who are undefeated or 3 guys undefeated. Right now, we only have 1. And I think there's a chance that person might lose. He almost lost last week. CeeDee Lamb had a really good blow-up spot. on Monday night in the fourth quarter, and he would have lost. But and I think he's played ZT this week, so Stu might lose. However, we only have one undefeated team left, and everyone's so close. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for me for week 3. Alex, what was your week 3 takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's almost, I mean, it's kind of nice for teams that, feel like they need some, work to be added to their team, because at the end of the day, like, everyone's within a game of each other. So, like, even if you're 1-2 right now, like, realistically in your head, you just have the mindset that, new season 0-0, because at this point, the playing field's pretty level and pretty even. So anything can happen at this point. It's not like, you got someone who's stuck at 0-3, and majority of people have 2 wins. No one's really in a hole right now. So, if you're not too excited about your team, you're in a good spot where, you have time to catch up and make some moves. So, I think everyone's got to feel, optimistic about their outlook for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Barry, what was your week 3 takeaway?
Yeah, a lot of close matchups in a way. Stu's matchup was very close. Me and Taja's matchup was relatively low scoring, but pretty close too. But I don't, it's still wide open, just like Alex said. Everyone can actually win this thing. So.
Yeah, everyone's really close. Man, I think there's one team in the group that we've talked about ad nauseum on the show that's pretty far away from everybody else. But everybody, there's 11 teams there that are really fighting for the championship this year, which is great. It's great for the league. It's great for the ratings, the Cobb and Dash show. It's just great in general. Okay, so we're gonna go to the week 4 preview. And Alex, since the first matchup that comes up on my board here is Dash v. Roden, we're gonna go with that. And Taja says we're a defensive team, baby. So he's talking about his team. If you look at other matchups, every game's been kind of low scoring. It's a CP model that he still hasn't taken away from the CP reigns yet. They're still working, low score games. So Taja will soon get away from the low score games, hopefully, for his sake. But looking forward for week 4, we have a Dash and Roden game. And with this, Alex will talk about my team. Barry will give the prediction of his score as well of that game. And then I'll say a few tidbits about my squad. But Alex, give us the preview of the Dash v. Roden game, the rematch of a championship that we've had 2 times before.
Yeah, I think whenever these two teams collide, it's always. I mean, I'm sure there's been the occasional blowout, but in general, I'd say this is a pretty even matchup here. Owner to owner, I think there's been a long history that's been kind of built over the last couple of years. So, it's always, interesting to see, a good rivalry game here. The thing that catches my eye is the projections right out of the gates. If you were to tell me after the draft, even in the preseason, even after week 1, that Roden would be projected to win this matchup when Dash has all of his starting guys healthy, I would have thought you're crazy. But that goes to show kind of the upside and, how well Roden's hit on some of his picks. Diving into this, I do think this might be a fairly close matchup. I haven't personally gone matchup to matchup, and I'm about to do that right now, and we'll kind of see, where we're leaning right now. Brady versus Mahomes, right out of the gates, to me, this is what's going to determine this matchup. Because not only, do you have the 2 quarterbacks, but they're playing each other on the primetime Sunday night slot. So you got the two teams playing each other. Honestly, just right out of the gates, because he's got the Brady and Mike Evans stack, and you obviously have the triple stack with Mahomes, Kelsey, and CEH. In my opinion, in real life, whoever wins that game is probably going to win this matchup. More than likely, is going to win this matchup. So, there's a lot that kind of is going to come down to that matchup, and so we're going to have to tune in, to Sunday Night Football to determine who's going to win this matchup. But logistically, if you just go down the list, I mean, realistically, I take Mahomes over Brady. Waddle banged up tonight. I don't know. We'll see. And Debo got hurt a little bit last week, and now he's back against divisional rival. That's pretty even. Zeke and Connor, to me, that's pretty even. Both of them have been so-so. I know Zeke had a decent game last week, but to me, that's so-so. Kelsey and Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews been playing fantastic. It's pretty even. CH, Jeff Wilson. Again, I think it's pretty even. Cordell's been balling out. I'll take Cordell over, Garrett Wilson. It's Garrett Wilson's first game, with Zach Wilson at QB. I do think Garrett Wilson's going to have a fantastic year, but there's just too much up in the air with the QB change, what's going to happen there. And then Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, I have that as a wash. Cooper's been playing fantastic. This is going to be a really good matchup here. Honestly, I'm going to lean Dash just because I do see the Chiefs probably outperforming them offensively. It comes down to that Sunday night matchup. So, if Tampa Bay, wins that game, I do think Roden wins, but I'm probably going to lean Dash here. Close game. Let's go 137 to 132. Lock it in.
I like it. I couldn't agree more with that. That's a nice little spot there. So we're lucky we're getting this guy. This guy was not supposed to be on the show for another 2 weeks, but this piece of shit, this bastard, is coming on the show. And Gracie was his presence all the way from Portugal. Portugal? Are you in Portugal or are you in France now?
I'm in Nice, France right now. French Riviera.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's
great.
At this time of the year, it's lovely there.
Oh, it's beautiful. I actually don't have a good view of getting to you guys, but
That's all right. So you heard what Alex had to say about my squad and the Roden matchup. You probably don't have the Roden and Dash matchup over there right now, but from what you can surmise from knowing both teams, who would you lean this week?
I mean, I don't think it's any secret that I've been kind of off the Roden train lately. But he's been proving me wrong. I don't know, but I think Dash's team is too well put together, more stars. Again, where I don't like something about Roden's team. I just don't like, even though the record indicates otherwise. But I think I would lean Dash too. So I think Alex got it right.
I like it. Barry, what's your projection for the score?
Yeah, I'm going to take Dash here, 135, 132 in a close game.
Nice. You're getting some flack on online here, Cobb. You got Stu saying East France, buddy. Just say France.
East France. This is South France, bro. Jesus.
You said Nice. You're right. You said Nice, France.
Yeah, not East. Jesus,
Stu.
Yeah, I think Stu needs some new headphones or something. Maybe he can do that when he wins the league, since he's going to get money from that. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
No, I just wanted to check in with you guys, see how Barry's doing with his co-hosting role. I know this is a big week for him. He's stepping into the big leagues. How's the chug?
You just missed it. It was fantastic. No pauses in it either. He went right through it. And
I respect that.
We had to beg him to burp at the end.
He was trying to hold that thing in.
Even worse. Key.
So the next matchup is actually your matchup, and I was going to be the one to do that. Do you want to stay on the line for that as I go over your matchup?
Yeah, I can stay on for that.
Okay. Let me just quickly say I think I'm going to beat Roden as well. I think it is going to come out on Sunday night, and I think the Chiefs, the triple stack's going to dominate. Yeah. So that's what I think. And Barry Tasia says, can we get a can shake to see how much liquid is in that can?
Ooh,
absolutely.
I like
nothing.
how this shows the comments. Didn't see that last week.
Yeah, we had no comments last week.
I know. That's why I'm kind of dogging our audience.
Yeah, true. Hey, we had Stu. Hearing East France, so it's good to have him involved.
Involved.
In both involvement he's had all season long. All right, so this is a matchup that I had the honor of covering this week. Is the Hotch and Cobb matchup. Really, two guys. It's the rematch of the championship last year. Two guys who had multiple championships in this league. Hotch stopped Cobb from getting the three-peat last year, and then becoming the first ever player to have three championships. So pretty cool. And right off the bat, I'm looking at it, I see me and Roden, and then Hotch and Cobb. Those are two championship matchups that we've had for the last few years. And it's a pretty big week, I had to say. But let's get right to it. So Cobb, as I mentioned earlier, he got his first dub this year, and he was pretty happy about it. And he has to be. If he didn't win, I don't think Cobb would be on the show right now. I don't think he would have even graced it with his presence. And this week, I really do think so.
I would have been on. I don't know about that.
I think
I'm dedicated, man.
You are dedicated. I give you that. Tasia did beast you earlier for not being on here. He goes, what? He goes, he's not coming on from Portugal or wherever you were.
It's 12:30 a.m. right now. That's how dedicated I am. I'm tired as shit.
Well, dude, you're up till 3 a.m. every weekend, dude. Anyway, so we got Josh Allen versus Russell Wilson. I'm going Josh Allen. I think Russ is washed. I think it's official that he's washed. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Sure.
So that's, if people don't know who that is, that was one of the members of the Turkey Bowl championship that I've won with in the past. I pretty much made him in the bowl series. He was like a 5th round pick. I made him. People wanted him being the 1st round pick after that. So anyway, that's I'm going off a tangent here. But so I have Josh Allen going against the Baltimore Ravens defense. The Ravens defense looks awful. And Wilson's washed. And you got Jamar Chase tonight against Miami against Deontay Johnson. I'll take Jamar Chase all day long over Deontay Johnson. And I think Bengals are going to win tonight. I think they're going to rout Miami. We got Dameon Pierce versus Mixon. So we got right off the bat, we got 2 guys to tonight's game. Give me Joe Mixon any day of the week. And then TJ Hawkinson versus Higbee. Sorry, TJ. I'm doing a lot of things up here, dude. Well, I can't be doing that. Hawkinson, Higbee, that's a wash here. I really don't see anything with that one. Jefferson and Sutton. I'm gonna go Jefferson. Olave, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's supposed to play as of right now. I'm kind of hoping he plays and gets hurt, and so then when I play you next week, I have Madison against you. That's what I hope happens. And then Herbert. Yeah, it is kind of fucked up. Then Herbert versus James Robinson. Herbert right now, Montgomery's not out right now, so you got to split back. You got to split backfield right now. And then Robinson. I mean, I can't say enough about this guy. Robinson was a steal of the draft. I think Robinson might have to be the keeper for this guy next year, depending on what's going to happen with you. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it might have to happen at least, or you can trade him for a good amount of stuff, good assets. But anyway, I'm going to lean a Hotch, a slight victory, 141 to 136, and a slight, and kind of a, tonight's going to tell you a lot about this game. If Mixon blows up, I think we're leaning. I think we got a Hotch. I think we got a Cobb dub if Mixon blows up. But if not, if it's kind of like even, I think we're gonna go the other way with this one. But yeah, close one. I'm gonna go Hotch 141 to 136. Cobb, what do you have to say about that? About your matchup, and then we'll get everybody else's prediction.
All right. No, I think it's fair. I think the biggest discrepancy is in the QBs between Josh Allen and Russ Wilson. Obviously, I put a lot of faith in the Russ Wilson this year, and hasn't really worked out. But I think my team's been pretty good. I mean, maybe not good, but I feel like they've consistently been over 120, and they really haven't been doing anything impressive. So I feel like I have potentially a high ceiling if my guys start blowing up, and I want it to be this week. I need my revenge against Hotch. I take this week very seriously. But yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't know if I'll be able to watch most of the games. It starts at like 2 a.m. here. It's kind of weak. Probably why I'll never live in France. But I don't know. I think it'll be close. I'm hoping it'll be close. Hopefully my guys understand the importance of this week. And I think Dalvin Cook plays. I think Joe Mixon is going to do pretty well this tonight. I'll go. I don't know. I think it'll be kind of a slugfest. I'll go 135 to 129. Me. I'm hoping somehow Josh Allen doesn't blow up that Ravens defense, even though, I mean, even Mac Jones looked pretty good against them. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you think, now that we're already so far past the point where you kept Russell Wilson, forget about the fact do you regret keeping him or not, but do you think he's washed? At what point will you say Russell Wilson's cooked?
I think Russ can still cook. I want to see the offense. I just think the offense or the calls and everything are a mess. I think a lot has to do with the coaching, and so obviously there's a lot that goes on Russ. But new offense, I'm giving it. I'll give it to week 5 or 6. If there's no flashes, then it might need to be time to start looking elsewhere. I've Russ in another league already, picked up a few quarterbacks, so that could tell you something.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Sutton's still doing something at least.
That's true. At least he is targeting him. You're not getting worse from anybody. Okay, Alex, where do you have the prediction for this rematch of the finals last year?
– I got it really close. I'm leaning Hotch in this matchup. I think Hotch is going to I will say this is going to be a really important game for the two of them. I know we've been talking about, across the board, all of, the teams being pretty close, the records being pretty close. But the losers of this game, the reality is they're going to be 1-3, and there's going to be a handful of teams that are going to be sitting at 3-1. And so you're going to start to see, the floodgates open and start to see the discrepancy from the top and bottom. Even if the teams are even, records, even if the teams are pretty even, unfortunately, you lose a couple games early and you fall behind, and you're caught digging your way back, to the top the rest of the season. So losing this game is going to be, one of these teams is going to be in a bad situation.
So who do you have winning in the game?
I got Hotch winning.
Oh, okay.
But it's gonna be close.
Okay. Barry, who do you got?
I'm also going with Hotch. I think it's going to be close as well. I'm predicting 127-124 Hotch.
Wow. Usually when the hosts pick against one host on the show, usually that host ends up winning, which is actually interesting. I don't know the numbers behind it. It's interesting stat. I don't know the numbers behind it, but I know percentage-wise, when you get ganged up on the show, you end up winning that game. So that's I think I did it last week. Actually, I think you guys picked against me last week. I think
sounds
so.
right.
Yeah. So whatever. Okay, so the next matchup, do you want to do one, or you just want to comment on picks here, Kyle?
I can comment. I'll probably hop off here in a second.
Okay. All right, so Barry, we're gonna actually no. Yeah, Barry. Stu versus ZT. This is probably the matchup of the week because we're talking about the teams that have been in the championship before. A lot of people have picked the Stu ZT matchup as the championship for this coming season. So we might have the future championship right here. What do you think about this game? And give us the play-by-play here. Come on.
Yeah, I was doing my notes earlier today.
Ooh.
And ZT's got the upset here. ZT's going to give Stu his first loss of the season.
Wow.
I was still scratching my head about, I don't know if Stu actually meant to bid $97 on Tua, and he's also, I don't know what his status is tonight. He will play, but will he be 100%? That's another question. Lamar Jackson's already off to start to win MVP. CeeDee Lamb, just going down with all the matchups here. CeeDee Lamb had a very critical touchdown and also a big drop last week. So that probably gave Stu the win there. So he could easily be not undefeated right now. So, and just based off these matchups here, the running back matchup is going to be good. Chubb is very consistent, average 5 yards a carry every single week. And I don't know about Saquon Barkley. I don't know. I feel like the matchup there is going to be with Stu there. And then you have Goddard versus Logan Thomas. I'm taking Goddard. Michael Pittman versus Kamara. It's going to be up in the air there. And then you have Brown versus Metcalf. I don't know. I feel like DK can make some noise this week, so I'm going to take DK in that situation there. And then you have Terry McLaurin versus Josh Jacobs. I'm going to take Scary Terry there. But overall, I think ZT has enough to get it done this week. So I'm taking ZT on the upset, 134 to 120.
So while you're doing that magnificent, awesome analysis, by the way, we have some comments from our owners. They want you to hold up your notes.
My notes? Oh, it's on my computer.
Ooh, share your screen.
Ooh.
Let me share screen.
This is going to be the Yahoo app.
You can share it.
See 1 second here. You really want to see my notes?
Yeah, why not? People, you want to give the people what they want, and also
I was going to say first host to have notes. I don't think we've. It's pretty impressive. I respect that.
I usually have notes here. You can't see it. It's like nothing on that.
Share screen.
What's going on here, dude?
Can you see here?
Barry's a live show. Come on, man. You're letting these fans down.
What's going on here, buddy?
Here we go.
They need a paper bill plus inside or premium to see the notes.
All right,
What's
we'll
going on
skip
here,
the
dude?
notes part here. This is taking too long.
Wow, it's weak.
I have it. Wouldn't
Well,
plan
anyway,
on showing
whatever.
my notes.
Take a picture of it, post it on the Facebook, the Common Dash, or not the Common Dash, the BL Plus Facebook page. We'll take a look at them and examine them. And yeah, you're getting slaughtered right now. Everyone's killing you right now. You're getting trolled online right now. But anyway,
I'll take it.
Okay. So while you were doing that, Stu did the classic reverse jinx. I think he thinks ZT's going to beat him, so he went with Z Tizzle. So that's where Stu thinks that this matchup's going. I think Stu loses as well this week. I think this league has no more undefeated teams after this week, and I think that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I think ZT wins in a blowout, 152 to 135, and might be a chance for the high score of the week. Maybe we'll see. Only I've gotten 2 of those so far. Just want to let you guys know that. But yeah, Cobb, what do you have this one?
Yeah, I think it's a surprise. I'm going to go with Stu here. With Stua, I think he blows ZT out of the water, guaranteed. I'm going to go 160 to 130. Stu, I think Tua turns it up tonight. And I think Lamar gets a little humbled against the Bills. I think that's the difference. Go
Wow.
Stu.
All
Didn't
right.
need notes for that one.
Yeah, Stu's surprised. He's shocked by that, as am I, really. But Alex, what do you got?
Guaranteed.
Yeah, looking at this matchup, aside from the QB spot, pretty much everything else kind of crosses each other out, and it's kind of a wash. I think there's definitely a big discrepancy in QB play. I think Lamar runs ZT to victory this week. I think he puts up another, close to 40-point performance. And the difference between Tua and Lamar's points is going to be the spread on this game. So I got ZT winning it.
Wow. All right. I mean, I think everyone pretty much has the same kind of thing on there besides Cobb. And I think the viewers want to know if that was a reverse jinx. You want Stu to lose, so you picked him.
Absolutely not. I've been picking Stu every week. I haven't been wrong yet. I gotta wait until he proves me wrong.
That's fair. All right, so I got who started this thing? Alex did. Alex, you can't pick your own matchup, so Barry, give us Alex Tasia matchup. Yeah, let's do that.
You know what? I'm gonna, especially off of last week. Our game was very low scoring, but Tasia's gaining some momentum. He got his first win, and I'm gonna take Tasia here in this matchup. I've said it before. I think he can make the playoffs. So. With despite taking over CP's roster, I definitely think he could actually get in the playoffs. So
that's it.
That was some good insight right there. I appreciate it.
Dude, come on, everyone else goes matchup by matchup when they have that as their thing. I'll do it. Yeah, okay.
He's got a good gut feeling about it. That's it.
Yeah, that was awful.
His notes got deleted for that one.
Yeah, Barry's getting skewered right now. Barry's on the show. Jesus. All right, so Stafford, Jalen Hurts. I'm going to lean. That's a tough one. Based on what we're seeing so far, I'm going to go Hurts. Hurts is just dominating right now until he's proven otherwise. I think that Hurts is the guy. We got Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen. Got to go Cooper Kupp. We don't even know if Keenan Allen's going to play. And if he does play, who knows? He might be limited. You got Fournette, Aaron Jones. Give me Lenny F on that one. As much as that pains me to go with that. Waller, Conklin. Conklin's actually been doing pretty well, but because Zach Wilson's coming back this week, I'm going to give that a question mark. So we're going to go Waller on that one, even though Waller has not played well. Then you got Javonte Williams versus Michael Thomas. I think Javonte is going to pull that one out between the two of them. And then you got Devin Singletary versus Brandon Cooks. Give me Singletary on that one. And then Travis Etienne versus Cam Akers on that. Cam Akers probably going to be the guy between those two. And I think Alex is regretting. I think Alex honestly regretting having drafted Travis Etienne as high as he did. He has to. The way James Robinson's played so far, I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? Close one. This game's going to be a close one. Shit. I think Alex wins in like I'm talking like 109 to like 105 kind of game. And once again, Tasia gets guys to play down to his level, and he almost wins it. He might have a chance to win it when it comes down to it on a Monday night. Is there any Monday night games here? You got Akers and Stafford. Yeah, it's going to come out on Monday night. Yeah, and I think if it does it's going to come down on Monday night, and I think Alex is going to win because Stafford is going to have a good enough score to give him a 4-point win. So yeah, that's what I have it as. Cobb, what do you have this one?
I was going to say the same thing. I think when it comes down to a Monday night stack like that, I think Alex gets a W there, the close one, and a bounce back game for Alex. Unfortunately, Tasia gets. I think that score is going to be a little higher than 109 to 105, or whatever you said, but I'll go 131 to 127. Alex, close game still.
All right,
Alex and Luigi,
the best almost fantasy team name ever. Alex, what do you think about your matchup with Gervonta and the guys?
I mean, I think it's going to be pretty close, especially if Hurts goes off for another huge performance, and if Stafford kind of lays an eggs or has a less than 20-point performance and Hurts goes off, that's going to close the gap. I do like myself winning this matchup. I think my Thursday prediction is that Keenan Allen does not play. I have him in another league. Apparently, he retweaked his hammy today at practice.
Wow.
That's the most updated report that I got as of like 4:30. He retweaked his hammy, so we'll see what happens. I mean, there is a shot that he could play, but I'm going to call it right now. It's going to be a last-second scratch, just like last week, and he's going to be fishing for someone on his bench to put in. Godwin might be coming back this week. That's someone that he might be able to plug in there. There's just a big question mark around there. I think if Keenan Allen, because my prediction of Keenan Allen not playing, I'm going to go with myself. Just a little bit of a lack of depth from Tasia with him out. So I'm going to go with myself. I think if Hurts blows up, it can definitely be a really close matchup, though.
Tasia, since you're on the chat right now and commenting, if Keenan Allen doesn't play, who is the guy you're going to plug in? And let's say Godwin doesn't play either. Who are you going to play on Sunday? Let's give him a chance to a comment on the. Now we want him to comment. He's not commenting. With other dumb stuff. He's saying stuff.
gotta approve those.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be a close one. I just think now, because I made a comment about Travis Etienne. Or do you regret the Etienne pick?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's not worth the first-round pick. I definitely say that. But, I mean, if you look back at the time, there was so much – I mean, James Robinson was 8 months – not even – he was 7 months removed from an Achilles tear. So, I mean, at that point, I think it was very hard to predict he would have the breakout that he would be having. So at the time, I felt very comfortable with it. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's not looking like the best pick, but I think he's looked good enough where I think there'll be a stretch at some point later in the season where he becomes like a relevant flex guy. So, I think I'm waiting for that to happen. So, but in terms of first round pick, I think no, but I think he will return some value at some point.
Okay. So Tasia would go Russell Gage if no Godwin and Keenan Allen's hamstring is hurting. So Russell Gage.
Wasn't that Ruben's flex in like week 2?
And he already cut him. That's insane.
Jesus, Ruben.
He cut him, but he dropped he cut him, but he kept the 5 Packers like number 8s on that team on his team. It makes no sense. And that's why
no sense at all.
That's why he's a potential pancake king again.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna hop off this one.
All right, buddy. Hey,
but,
it was good seeing you. We'll see you next Cobb and Dash show.
Maybe we'll see where I'm at. I'll be in Portugal then. So
what?
It'll be a wedding that day, depending on what day it is.
With the weddings on Wednesday?
Next Thursday or Wednesday.
Holy
no,
shit.
next Thursday is the wedding. It's on Wednesday is the reception. I might be able to do Wednesday if you guys do Wednesday.
Wedding on a Thursday sounds weak.
That's a bad time.
Stu, are you still on? He shouldn't be going to this wedding. He has no right to be going to Bella Luce's wedding. What do you think? That's kind of betrayal of friendship, don't you think, Stu?
This is a weak call out. Waiting for Stu's comment to come. Is he even still on? Haven't seen a comment come through.
He's still there. I mean, I see 3 people are watching this, and he's definitely one of them. So
Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
I pick him for a game, and he's going to dog me here. It's been a week. I have a lot of faith in this guy.
There you go. Pretty weak, pretty down on this is what he just said.
Pretty weak, pretty. Wow. Yeah. Pretty down on your hearing today still. But yeah, no, glad I was able to drop in. Seems like Barry's doing a good job filling in. Got notes, more prepared than I've been, so I respect that. sorry I missed a chug, but I'll be sure to watch the replay here when it's posted and watch the rest of the show. Hopefully I don't get dogged too hard.
Yeah, we might have to go back and repredict your match.
Yeah, cut this whole part. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. All right, boys.
Ooh, see that? Look at that.
Belfuck dash over nature. Ooh,
Yeah,
oh, I need that,
Are you going to the girl's wedding?
dude.
That's
Oh my
weak.
god.
I get fucked over. What are you talking about? I didn't get fucked over at all.
I feel like what you said.
I knew what you were talking about. Well, you enjoy yourself in Europe, so
Yeah, I will, man. I'll send pics. I'm excited to watch the show. You guys are doing great work.
as a matter of fact, Stu, Bella tells her friends that I saved her from bullying. Okay, so like,
I can totally ask you. That's great. Jesus.
ooh, Stu and Dasho coming out next week. I don't know if I have time for that, but if you come on, then yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Can't just replace the name like that. Jesus. Got to show up first. Got to come with notes.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Well, you enjoy you enjoy your sleep, buddy.
Yeah. Talk to you guys later.
See you, buddy.
Good luck in week 4.
Thanks, bud. All right. So enough of that nonsense. Should we go back and do Cubs matchup again? I don't know. Should we? Nah, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. I had him losing anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I just did it in a more civilized manner than I would have. Okay, this is one for you, Alex. We got Barry versus Ruben, and I want you to talk about this matchup because I think this is low key a pretty solid matchup this week. I think Ruben's got a chance to steal one this week. What do you think?
I need to dive into this and take a look. I mean, it was interesting. My prediction on last week's show is that Ruben was not going to finish with more than 3 wins on this season. So that means, what do we got? Like 10 games left. So he would have to go like 2-8 for my prediction to come true. If that's the case, this is a game Barry's going to need to win. But going through it, let's determine that. So we got Joe Burrow on prime time. Primetime Joe Burrow versus Kyler Murray. Give me primetime Burrow.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Let's see. Devontae Adams for T. Higgins. I'll take Adams there. He's been frustrated there in Vegas. I think they're going to try to find a way to get him some more targets. Let's see. Najee versus Austin Eckler. I'm a Najee owner in one of my leagues. I was reading a report on him about his usage this year versus last year. It's like 30% down in the passing game, like 20% down in the run game. Not looking good if you were kind of banking on his volume from last year. It's going to be close, though. I'll take Eckler. I'll take Pitts over Ertz. I'll take definitely Tyreek over Gabe Davis. Miles Sanders versus this is tough. Give me Dobbs in this one.
Really?
I don't know. After last week's performance, I'm honestly not a big Miles Sanders guy. Coming off a 5-point performance last week, it's going to be close though. It's closer to a wash. And then Dortch versus, I'm not a fan of either of those. That's pretty bad. I'll take Dortch, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty bad. Realistically, the bottom 2 for me are washes. So let's go. We got Barry in the flex 1. I like Ruben at tight end. Barry, man, this is going to be close. I'm going to say Barry goes ahead and pulls this matchup out. I think he does because even though I got Burrow over Kyler, I think it's still going to be close. Even with Pitts over Ertz been getting so much volume, it's going to be close. He's got that stack there. I like Tyreek over Gabe Davis as a pretty big margin. I'm going to lean Barry here, but I'm going to have this as the closest matchup of the week. Let's go 132 to 128 Barry.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a really close matchup. I'll lean Barry too, but like slightly. Those last 2 flexes for Ruben are just like so. I mean, I don't even know. They're not bad. I mean, Dobbs has potential. I mean, that was his first game. He's actually done something. After a whole offseason of getting dogged. So, yeah, I'm not really high on it at all. But, yeah, very, very tight matchup, as Stu just said. But, yeah, I think Barry wins narrowly. And I have to say, man, Eckler does not look like the Eckler that we thought he was going to be coming off last year. And I think Barry's regretting that. But Barry's already in talks about a keeper for my team that he wants for next year. So, I guess we'll we'll stay tuned for that in the offseason when that trade happens. Yeah, I think Barry wins, but I'm talking like 124 to 118 kind of game. Very low scoring.
Barry, real quick, does this just playing playing Ruben, who's almost a lock to be the Pancake King this year, knowing that you're playing him and that's going to be a close game this week, does that put a little extra pressure on you? Does it put pressure that you have to perform?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a big part of my season. In the short period of the season already, I don't want to be drinking again next week, and so I gotta win. And I don't know, just to go back to what you were talking about, not being a big fan of Dortch, Alex. Dortch's been very, very consistent for my team. He actually got the starting lineup last week. He played pretty well. Got an 11, I believe. But he's been getting double digits every single week since he's been starting. So, and the whole Eckler situation's been very, very weak. LA's got a lot of people that are down. So hopefully, even with Justin Herbert with the cracked ribs, hopefully they start giving them check downs to Eckler. So that will help his numbers again. So I like myself in this situation. I think I'm going to win. I'm going to say 133 to 124.
All right. It's not bad. You think it's going to be close, though? You don't think it's going to be a blowout?
Well, the only matchup I'm really concerned about is like the Burrow and Higgins matchup. Burrow could really easily go off tonight and get like a 40, and like Higgins could easily have like a 25. So I'm very worried about that. If I can get through that, I'm in the clear here.
Real quick, while we're still on the topic, do you have any key notes on your keys to victory this week?
Keys to victory? Yeah, defense has to show up.
On the keys to victory?
Wait, what did you say?
My defense has to show up.
Like your actual IDPs, or like you just want to have a low scoring game?
No, my IDPs. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Last week my IDPs combined for a grand total of 1 point.
Wow.
Pretty pathetic. Yeah.
That's
and
bad.
So for this upcoming week, I made a lot of adjustments on defense. Obviously, the whole situation with Myles Garrett. Yeah, hopefully he's okay, but he's probably going to be on the bench this week. So I grabbed some guys that I'm pretty confident with. So
that's good. And all you need is a couple like solid points there from. I mean, getting a 1 is that's awful. That you know what I told you about this. We talked about it last week. I said you have too many boomer bust guys. So either guys who get you 3 sacks or guys who can easily get you a 0. That's really bad. And Paul had 4 last week, so he feels your pain on that one. It can be very brutal out there when you're, yeah. And Taylor said, I think you had all defensive tackles. I hope not.
I did actually. Yeah, Chandler Jones, all defensive line players. Yeah, Chandler Jones.
DTs.
That's not bad. It's good defense, good run stopping.
Yeah, that's all right, buddy. You'll bounce back maybe. I mean, hey, anything's an improvement over 1, right? So I think it's pretty solid.
I'm excited for this week. I'm ready. I can't wait. It all starts with tonight. So we got to lock down Burrow and Higgins on D, and then Hill's got to go off. So
yeah, you need a lot to happen. Yeah, tonight's a big night for you. If it doesn't happen for you tonight, I think we're talking about Ruben getting out of the Tomato King, the Pancake King spot, and you're going right into it. So we're gonna go to the Adam and Paul matchup. So this one is interesting. Paul, who's looked really good, although last week he finally lost, and I think the IDPs really bit him in the ass last week. But yeah, so we're gonna go right to it. So we got Adam starting Kirk Cousins at New Orleans, and Paul's got Justin Herbert in Houston. Without Jalen Guyton, potentially without Keenan Allen now, I think it's rough sledding for Justin Herbert. I think that's gonna be tough to see where that goes. But right now, I'm gonna lean. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Herbert, even with the limited weapons he has. But we'll see how that pans out. They got AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs. That's a good one right here.
That's really good.
I'm gonna go Diggs because Baltimore secondary is atrocious. AJ Brown's solid, but Jacksonville's defense looks pretty good. And then you got Derrick Henry versus Jonathan Taylor. Both guys going against each other. Based on the way Indianapolis has been stopping the run, they've allowed the 3rd fewest rush yards in the league this year, and I think last week helped with that. But then Jonathan Taylor, he also got stifled too last week, but I just think that he'll be able to do fine this week. I think Jonathan Taylor wins that matchup and he'll have a breakout week. Then you got Njoku versus Kittle. Brissett was peppering Njoku with targets, so let's lean Njoku on that one. McCaffrey and Mike Williams. McCaffrey might not even play, which is interesting. Let's keep our eye on that one. And how did Adam not have his handcuff? I think someone was it you who just picked him up, Alex?
Yeah, because originally it was Chuba Hubbard. In the offseason when people were thinking, but right now it's actually Deontay Foreman as going to be the main guy if CMC can't go. And so I went ahead and picked him up, just reading the reports of him missing back-to-back practices. So we'll see.
Yeah. So let's see how that one goes. If McCaffrey plays, I'll take McCaffrey over Mike Williams, even though I think with all his receivers being out in LA, I think Mike Williams will have a really big game. So just for the fact that McCaffrey's injured, let's go Mike Williams on that one, actually. I'm going to switch it up. Rashad Bateman, Christian Kirk's matchup proof. That trade that those guys did this year really was so fucking stupid, just throwing him in a trade. I mean, Paul got handled. If Paul doesn't win this league this year, I don't know if he's ever going to win. He had a three-headed monster last year. He's getting Christian Kirk as a throw-in, and the guy's a must-start. So I don't know. But I'll take Christian Kirk over Rashad Bateman. Drake London over and Jamal Williams, sorry. Give me I'm going to go Jamal Williams. I'm going to go Jamal Williams on this one because if Swift doesn't play, and even when Swift does play, Jamal Williams is a fucking beast. So I like Jamal Williams for Drake London. That's where I'm going to go with this one. This is pretty much not close at all. And Paul's going to run away with this matchup, 135 to 115, I think. Maybe even more, but because the Herbert's his cracked rib situation and, his weapons being out, I'm not going to give him that big of points, but I'm going to give him 135. But Paul wins this pretty handily, not even close. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with this. Barry, what's your projected score for this game?
Yeah, I'm going to have Adam on the upset here. I've never been after the first year of Christian McCaffrey, the dude can literally get hurt walking to practice. So, but outside of that, I think Adam's team can get the job done. I'm not with Justin Herbert. Yeah, with the whole cracked rib injury situation, he's lost Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer. And maybe Mike Williams steps up this week, but I don't know. I'm calling Adam on the upset here. So I have him winning this game.
I don't understand that logic. You just dogged McCaffrey, and so you've never been a fan of him. But then you end up picking him who has McCaffrey.
Yeah. And because outside of that, I like his team. I think Bateman could have a good week against Buffalo because the secondary is also razor thin. A lot of injuries there. Drake London could also go off against, Cleveland. And King Henry, crown him.
And Paul has weighed in on this. He said, for some reason, I feel like I always lose to Adam in heartbreaking fashion. Paul, I feel you on that. I always lose to the bums, too, in this league sometimes. It happens that way sometimes. I used to lose to CP every year, and this guy's team is ass. So, I'm with you on that. And Stu wants to see Barry's notes. Hashtag where are Barry's notes. We're going to make that trend.
Facebook group.
Hashtag where are Barry's notes.
Facebook group.
You've already posted them?
Yep.
Nice. Alex, what's your projected score for this one?
I got this as the blowout of the week.
Wow.
I got Paul winning this. Give me 155 to 121.
Holy moly. Wow.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't understand your logic. When you said I was like, wait, CMC's not on Paul's team. And then whatever. I mean, I get it. You have your reasoning for it. I respect it.
I know.
I respect it. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Pancake King rankings, my favorite part of the show. The Pancake King rankings are sponsored by IHOP, the home of the stack. Go get yourself a stack. All All right, we're back. Gotta love the IHOP sponsoring our show and just sponsoring the league. It's fantastic. Really, the league's going from no sponsors. The College Dash Show comes in. We got new sponsors. We got MPBF, and we also got IHOP now. So it's fantastic stuff. All right, so with this, we got the Pancake King rankings, which is we grade the teams who are not in the playoff picture right now. And so, yeah, we're going to go with our 7th spot. So 7th spot, the first team that's right outside the playoffs, I'm a big fan of, is I'm going to go David Roden. I know everyone shits on his team on this, and I've been a big proponent of his team for going back to last year where everyone was shitting on his team. I really like where he's got right now, but I do think the only drawback to his squad is the fact that he has the Mike Evans Brady stack, and I think Brady's fallen off a cliff that everyone thought he was going to fall off, and that's happening. They're not scoring any points, and I think that Brady's just Dunsky. But yeah, I got Roden at a 7th spot. But if Brady does click it and put it together, Roden's in the playoffs, 100%. So yeah, Roden 7th spot for me. Alex, who's your 7th spot?
I actually also have Roden here in my 7th spot. It was a toss-up between a couple teams, but I think his team in general, regardless of what happens this week, is headed in the right direction. A lot of upside. Mark Andrews looks fantastic. He's got a couple other people that have been breaking out. So I like him. He's headed in the right direction. So I think he's going to hang, pretty high, close to, that 5-6 marker. A lot of good teams. So I got him just outside right now. It's a toss-up. I got him at the 7th spot.
Barry?
I'm going to have I have Hotch here at number 7. This is the time of the season where Hotch's team tends to get hot. He gets off these slow starts in the season, then he starts to get hot, and then he turns into a playoff team. And I think this is the week Hotch shows who he is as an owner. So,
all right, pretty solid. Okay, so for the 8th spot, for me, I got Adam. I'm not really high on Adam's team. And as I said last week, when you have Kirk Cousins, when your quarterback situation is as bad as it is, Dak, I don't think Dak was going to be that good in the first place. But then you got Dak, that situation, and then Kirk Cousins is your other guy. Kirk Cousins has been like always up and down, up and down. I'm sure by the end of the season he'll be a top 10 fantasy quarterback based on points, but it's not really buying the Kirk Cousins, and you're not going to go far in this league with Kirk Cousins as your guy. Like Barry mentioned, you got CMC who's hurt every other week. Drake London's still a rookie, so we could see some fall off there. But Mariota's been playing pretty solid. And I'm still not a Rashad Bateman fan personally, so I can see some fall off there. But yeah, I'm really not buying Adam. I know he's in the playoffs right now, but I see him falling off. But because he's in the playoff spot right now, he's going to fall off, and he'll be right outside the playoffs. So Adam is my 8th spot.
Looks like me and Dash are on the same wave right now. I got Adam as well in my 8th spot. Just looking at his team, we talked about winners and losers from this matchup, things starting to open up. I do have ZT winning that matchup. And so kind of because of ZT running away with that game, I got him this week falling outside the top 6. So I got him right there at my 8th spot. Barry?
With my 8th spot, I'm taking Alex here, the Big Barry content. I still think Alex is yet a playoff team, but I still think that he could still make the playoffs. With his team, it's just a slower starting right now, but I think he can definitely get there. So he's got my 8th spot for right now, at least.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so for my 9th spot, I have pretty surprising, but not really that surprising, just based on the way he's played last week. But I don't really like the overreaction stuff. I'm never one for the overreaction Monday stuff, but right now I'm going to go overreaction, maybe a little bit overreaction. But Barry's team, I'm sorry, buddy. Kyler Murray has not looked like a first round or second round pick that you picked him in. Devontae Adams, solid, but Carr's really not targeting him anymore. Week 1, I think it was an outlier, and I think ever since then he's been overcompensated by not targeting him that much. Austin Eckler doesn't look like Austin Eckler. Chargers have vowed to not give him the ball as much as they did last year, so that's why you're kind of seeing a fall off in the touches with Austin Eckler. Miles Sanders, that's just we're getting 5s. They have a Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, a lot of key guys over there. They're passing the ball a lot. Jalen Hurts is running the ball. Sanders is not key. Dortch, you're relying on Dortch. I mean, once Hopkins comes back, we may never hear about Dortch again. I don't even know Dortch's first name. Greg Dortch. But
Greg.
I'm saying we might not see this guy when Hopkins comes back, because Hopkins is going to be the guy that Hollywood Brown's going to get targets. And then, I think Dortch might be long gone. Right now, I'm not buying it, but maybe Juju steps up, and then, hey, there you go. Juju might be all right, and then that'll bring you to the promised land. But right now, it's not looking too good, buddy. Not looking too good at all. So that's where I have it at 9.
So for my 9 spot, I got our co-host who could not be here this week. I got Ryan Cobb.
Wow.
Originally I was going to have him 1 spot lower, but, he did beat me last week, although I think I beat myself, had a very low scoring game. So you kind of handed him that W there. Looking at his team, again, it's close to breaking out, but there's a couple of things holding him back. In particular, when you go ahead and keep a quarterback in this league, it's a big deal. It's starting to become a big trend. But when you completely miss on that keeper, when one of your 3 keepers, especially the quarterback position, which, statistically is supposed to anchor down your team with the highest percentage of points, when that highest percentage of points is coming from someone that's barely cracking the 20s right now, it's going to set you back regardless of how good your lineup is. And he's got a couple guys that are banged up. Both of his his other 2 keepers are banged up this year already. So tough start for him. I think he does have the potential to rebound. That's why I didn't put him at the 10 spot. But, if he loses this week, he might fall 1 or 2, maybe even 3 spots in my rankings. So we'll see.
Barry, who do you got at 9?
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I also have Cobb at the 9th seed here. I really like his team, but I just don't think it's just quite yet the team we've seen of Cobb's in the past. I love the James Robinson pick there. Dalvin, we don't know if he's going to be 100% this week. Maybe Madison's the guy. Mixon's got a big matchup tonight. He hasn't looked the best. I'm a big Mixon fan, but he just hasn't looked the best. So with that, I just think Cobb's team is the 9th seed here in my rankings.
All right. So with the 10 spot, I know this is going to ruffle someone's feathers in the chat, but it's interesting because we talk about how this league's so close, and I think if this person, and we've said it before, if he can rally off some dubs by the time week 6 comes around, I think this guy's going to be in the playoffs. However, he's got to get to that week 6 spot and have a good record going to that week 6 spot. So right now I have Tasia at my 10 spot. I think Tasia needs to rally off some dubs by week 6. And once Hopkins comes back, and then you got hopefully Godwin's healthy by that point. Once that happens, I think we could see a little like a guy going from 10 spot to being maybe a 4th seed in the playoffs, which is crazy to think about, taking over that awful team, that CP's team. But right now you're my 10 spot, and I want to see you rally off some wins. You got your first one. Let's see you do a little more. I know BL Plus is the big leagues, and I know you've been in the big leagues before in different leagues, but this is a different kind of big leagues. You're taking over a bad franchise. You've never done that before. So if you could show me you can do that, there you go. I think right now you're a 10 spot, but if you can rally off some dubs by week 6, you're going to be in the playoffs. That's where I'm at with it.
So for my 10 spot, I got one of our other co-hosts here. We got Barry sitting there at my number 10. Hate to do it to him. Honestly, and I truly mean this, really, like between who I had at 7, Roden and Barry's team, theoretically there's no difference between the two, but I have Barry here just because when you look at we all know Barry always has a top heavy roster. When you look at it right now, currently, every single one of them are kind of trending down. Tyreek's maybe the only stable one on that team, but Kyler Murray, I don't really want to trust that Arizona offense right now. Devontae Adams has had, I think, 3 catches the last 2 weeks. Eckler's not looked great this year. Tyreek Hill had that one blow-up game, but aside from that, it hasn't been too special. So we'll see where it goes. I think he's got a lot of star power that has the opportunity to elevate him to, I'll even say, a top 4 team if all of them start playing at their potential easily. But where it's at right now, it leaves us wondering, if Barry's going to completely just clean house this offseason. So, we'll see what happens.
Barry?
Mm-hmm. With my 10th seed here, I actually have Tasia here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts arguably could be the fantasy player of the year right now with the season he's had. And Tasia obviously beat me last week, and that could be a big momentum booster because taking over CP's team, god awful team. He's done a lot of work to that team, which is great. And I think, as you mentioned, Dash, if he can rally up some wins relatively soon, then he could actually get into the playoffs, which I actually do have him in the playoffs. So,
yeah. Okay, so for my 11th spot, right before we get to the Pancake King, right before we get to the Pancake King, so my 11th spot, I have what Alex had mentioned, Ryan Cobb earlier. Hey, I said it. Russ is cooked. We all thought it was questionable when Cobb ended up keeping him, but now that we've seen that he is cooked, it wasn't just a Seattle offensive line and those issues. No, I think he's done, and that's fine. He's done, but Cobb kept him, and Cobb doesn't usually keep quarterbacks, so him keeping him was kind of rough. We got Deontay Johnson, who, as long as he's got Mr. Trubisky, he gets targeted a lot. He also has a lot of drops too. He needs to fix his hands a little bit, but Trubisky, not a good quarterback. Honestly, as long as that quarterback play is still intact, that Deontay Johnson's weak. Dalvin Cook already injury prone. He's an injury prone guy, but now we're getting into it. Now we're getting the injuries are starting to happen, and he doesn't have probably the best handcuff in the league. Alexander Mattison, I got him. And Cobb's online. This is amazing. Yeah, so he doesn't even have Alexander Mattison, and we're already starting to see the shoulder injuries pop up, and that's the shoulders, not even lower leg stuff right now. So if you want Alexander Mattison, I got him. Hey, could be a key keeper for you going next year because he's going to get signed somewhere else, get a big contract probably. But I'm telling you, I think Cobb's the 11th spot. He could prove me wrong if Russ maybe returns to a little bit of himself a little bit. But for right now, Russ is cooked, and so is Cobb. He's cooked. But I will say there's a big drop off between him and the next guy. So he's nowhere near the 12th spot. So maybe that's it. So that's my 11th spot as Ryan Cobb. Alex, who's your 11th spot?
So as we all know, the way the tiers are working right now, there's a huge drop off between 11 and 12. So I got Tasia at my 11, and honestly, right now, if he beats me this week and he goes to 2-2, I'm probably going to have him closer to 7, all the way up towards the top. That's everyone's so close right now. If he proves that he can win and go even 3-3, 4-4 to start the season when those guys come back, I think, like Barry said, he could make a big push. But currently, right now, just looking at the landscape of everything, I do have him at 11, but a couple swing wins, and I know he's had some close losses. A couple swing wins will put him, right there in the running. So we'll see.
Hey, I'm the reigning scoring champion of this league, Cobb, and I've already won two of the 3 scoring champions so far. So, yeah. All right, so let's relax on that kind of talk, dude. All right, Barry, who's your 11th spot?
Sad as it says it's going to be, but I'm taking myself here at number 11.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not where I need to be. Not where I need to be. I had to fix my defense situation last week. Getting a combined 1, that's absolutely awful. And so I had to do some soul searching in my team the other day, and I had to make some adjustments. I definitely think I can win this league, but I got to get hot here. And it all starts with my matchup against Ruben. So as of right now, I'm the 11th seed.
I think Barry's trying to reverse jinx himself out of the bottom of the league. That's what I think is happening right here. Barry's a big fan of reverse jinxing. Yep,
my moves, Barbie.
That's what Cobb said too, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to everyone's favorite part of the show, and I think everyone already kind of knows who it is, but our Tomato King. Let's roll the footage.
You are the Pancake King, young and sweet, hunting fan of thieves. Ooh, see that boy, watch that taste, digging the Pancake King.
All right. So we all kind of know who the Pancake King is, and my Pancake King is Ruben Gall. I mean, I really don't need to go through his team that hard to just tell you why that is the case. But I'll just give you his last 2 flexes right now: Romeo Doubs and Richie James Jr. Richie James, who the fuck is Richie James Jr.? Is that a lead singer of like a band from the 1950s, like a doo-wop band? Al
Rick
Robinson
James.
has not looked like the guy. As we said earlier, Najee Harris is like not doing well this year. I mean, that was a waste of a keep, first round keep too. And his bench is horrible. I mean, we're talking about like pretty much all backups. All backups is his bench. He has like literally no starters besides Allen Robinson on his bench. Noah Brown, not bad, number 2 receiver, but dude, that is awful. So yeah, I don't have to dig deep for Ruben to be the Pancake King, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, Romeo and Richie. Yeah, Alex, who's your Pancake King?
Yeah, without a question, we got Ruben right now. You know, I said he wasn't going to crack 3 wins. I will say this though. He wins this week against Barry, we could have some controversy going into week 5 of who our Pancake King is. He's got the exact same record as almost half the league right now. So although we've been shitting on his team, he piles together a win this week, and we could be talking about someone else. So stay tuned. But I definitely think pound for pound, he's definitely has the worst roster right now, and arguably been the most questionable owner. So we'll have to see, what happens.
Barry, who's your Pancake King?
Yeah, Ruben. Even though we have a very pivotal matchup this week, I'm still going to have you as my last seed here.
Any reason why for that?
Yeah, just the team setup here. Just I don't know, very questionable decisions on who he chose. Like Romeo Dobbs here, I don't know, but he could easily light me up this week. So I don't know. It's tough to say, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, and then you're still my last place guy.
Okay, that's good stuff. Ruben, if you're watching the show, Paul has offered you a trade. Ruben, I'll give you a 4th for Richie James Jr. And I'll tell you what, he did it last year with Kadarius Toney. This guy is right around the time he gave me a 4th for him. So there you go. And Cobb wants to see Barry's notes. And actually, before I want to see the transcripts of Barry's notes, I want to hear Barry's advice to Ruben. And it's time for our favorite part of the show, Barry's motivational squeeze. Let's roll the footage.
This is why you're fucking holding back, and I'm tired of the BS.
All righty. That's my favorite part of the show. It's a new segment. We used to have Barry's Juice. Now we got Barry's motivational squeeze. So a little bit take on the old Barry's Juice. So Barry, you had Ruben as the Pancake King. He was the unanimous Pancake King. What is your advice to Ruben going to week 4?
It's going to be key advice, by the way. He's playing him this week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I gotta be careful with my words here. With that being said, I'm actually not naming Ruben the Pancake King here. I'm gonna put it back on myself. Like, listen, I've got a lot of work I'm gonna do.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. No. You already named him your Pancake King, so you got to give him advice. That's it. What are we talking about here? You can't go back anymore.
Ridiculous.
So come on.
Hey, you just gotta get it done. Hey, you're at last place right now, but you gotta get some wins here. So obviously not against me, but you gotta get some wins going. So you can do it. You can do it.
So people want season-long advice to Ruben. Season-long. Not just this matchup, but a season-long advice. Because since you're playing him this week, just to make him more not about you specific, just kind of season-long.
Season-long?
Yeah, season-long advice.
It's got to be all over the waiver wire. Make the right decisions. Defense, they say defense wins championships. I truly believe in that. I was doing that this week for my team. So if you can do that, that helps a lot. So.
All right. What do you got? What do you guys think? Everybody on the chat, what do you guys think about Barry's motivational squeeze for Ruben this week? What do you think about it, Alex?
It's pretty good. Barry does love his defensive starts. I'll tell you what, Greg Dortch, pretty key defensive start by Barry. So I'm a fan.
Dortch.
Yeah, Barry. I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Do you mean literally IDPs, or you mean like defensive like starts, like someone's got a QB and you start their receiver off their bench as like a key stack stopper?
Whenever I mean defense, win championships, I always mean the IDPs or the special
Oh,
teams. So
IDPs, I got you.
Got a point.
The real
D-line
defense.
championships too, kind of key.
Cobb says, just stop holding yourself back, Ruben. Just give him one of those. He Cobb wants a little bit of what we saw in the motivational squeeze video. Come on, Adam, wake up, baby. I know you're a little tipsy right now from the drink you had earlier, but come on, man, give us some that little
I'm
juice.
lit, man.
Very.
Okay. That does it. Yeah, that is the stop holding back speech. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Cobb and Dash show. It's always nice to hear from you guys. And hey, first time we've ever had the commenters on the show, and we have 5 people watching the show as we speak. This is fantastic stuff, boys. And Paul has some advice for Ruben, since Barry didn't really give you anything. Paul says wake up with him at 4:30 a.m. every Wednesday to get some of the guys on the waiver wire, which is not a bad move. So yeah. So that does it for us. We'll see you guys next week, and we wish everybody a good luck as we head into week 4 of the season. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys next week. Good luck.